Those of us who are in leadership, no matter what we do, we will always face oppositions in life. There will be people who will be for you, and there will be many who will also be against you. This is the reality of life. There will be people who try to put you down, and there will be many who try to encourage you. And so we get all kinds of feedback, positive, negative, constructive criticisms, and of course, destructive criticisms. This is part and parcel of being a leader. For those that offer constructive criticisms, certainly it is to the benefit of the leader if he pays attention. Unfortunately, some of these criticisms, oppositions that we face as leaders, are destructive. If we have oppositions in life, it is because very often of jealousy. There are some people who are vying for opposition because they want to assume office. They want to be known as the leader. They are presumptuous, they are arrogant, and they think that they are the best leaders for that group, for the organization. And that is why leaders who are ambitious to serve their own goal, to serve their own interest, will certainly oppose those who are in leadership. They will find all kinds of reasons, excuses to put the person down. Competitors in leadership is very common. Unfortunately, some do it not because the leader is not good, but because they want to fill out that place. Sometimes opposition against leadership could come from those whose interests are compromised. And this is so true, especially in the Catholic Church, because we proclaim the message of truth, a message of love. Those people, because of our preaching, because of our message, deprive them of earnings, deprive them of what they like to do. And of course, they will start distorting our message. They try to discredit the teachings of the church. And so true, when we face oppositions, they will try to destroy whatever good we have done. They want to highlight only all those weaknesses and bad things that have been committed. And this is always a real challenge for leaders, for the church, to proclaim the truth. And so very often a leader is also misunderstood because people do not understand where he's coming from. His message is not passed through properly. Sometimes it's twisted. And so it causes confusion. What do we do when we face oppositions in life? How should we respond? The first thing we must be very clear. As Christian leaders, we do not retaliate. We do not take revenge. If we do that, then we are poor disciples of the Lord. Retaliation is never the way of Jesus. That was how Jesus lived his life. To withdraw was not a bad thing. In fact, it was necessary because Jesus' mission had just begun. He still had many things to do. He still had to instruct the people on the gospel. If he were to fight with the religious leaders at the very beginning of his ministry, the whole mission that the Lord has given to him would not be accomplished. He kept focus in his mission. And it's very important for those of us who are leaders. When we are opposed, there are some leaders spending their whole time plotting, trying to see how to attack their enemies, trying to find ways and means to destroy them. Instead of spending the time planning what to do, instead of spending the time trying to make the mission realize, they are thinking of how to do evil, how to destroy your enemies. If you spend all your energy trying to destroy your enemies, you have no more time to do what you are supposed to do as a leader, which is to improve the situation, which is to give life to others. When people oppose us, we don't have to go headlong. No need to be confrontational. We can always find ways, other ways to circumvent our enemies' plot. We find creative ways, proactive ways. We don't have always to fight back. There are other ways to accomplish and to bring about what we intend. And so when we do that, we do not destroy anybody, not even our enemies. We don't destroy our enemies. That is not Christian. Because Jesus always asks us to pray for our enemies. We don't destroy them. We should be helping them. But since if we cannot help them, at least we do not destroy them. Jesus avoided publicity. You know, publicity is a double-edged sword for those in leadership. When you have too much publicity, we get more enemies, more competitors, more people be jealous of you if you are successful. And sometimes publicity is unhealthy. Too much publicity makes the leader very absorbed in himself. He is more concerned about, the popular opinion, what the people think of him. Instead of focusing on his ministry, instead of focusing on his work, getting things done, he is more worried about what people say, what people think. And so he gets distracted. He loses his focus. So that is why Jesus avoided publicity. He just went about doing his work. And this is true. As a leader, all we need to do is to keep on doing our work. Keep ourselves focused. Because time will tell and people will eventually come to know the good works that we do. There is no need to blow our trumpet. There is no need to boast about what we have done. Because people have eyes to see. At the end of the day, a good leader must remain humble. We must do our best. Do everything within the possibilities, the graces that God has given to us. With a clear conscience. If we have done our best, we can commend everything else to the Lord. And the Lord will somehow bless us, bless our works, and to guide us. So there is no need to get angry. There is no need to be vindictive. There is no need to be reactive. Let us always overcome evil with good.